Okay, so the recording's now on Gyro. So if you can just blow smoke up my ass again, then that'd be great.
Well, the Dr. Seward starting with Lord Godalming idea is a very interesting concept. Because the wealth of Godalming allows you to get such great item selection.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can punt the items over to Dr. Seward, and now Dr. Seward is tooled up like twice as fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has the advantage of getting to see more items, right? So
Yeah.
you draw with Godalming, you draw 2 items. Now you draw with Seward, now you have 3 items. So that's 3 items that you can mess around with between the 2 of them. You could potentially get somebody really tooled up.
That's
like,
because Seward's got the extra
possibly
item
faster.
slot, right? So you can.
Mhm.
Whereas if you have Mina or somebody else, they're like, oh, I've only got 6 item slots between them. It's just that extra one that might be the difference. But I'm not saying, but then you're losing Mina's psychic vulnerability. But then Dracula's never start in Austro-Hungary next to me if I'm playing that setup, right? So it's
You don't get the psychic bond, but it's almost like who cares, because that never comes in handy in the early game anyway. It's only helpful in the mid game and the late game.
I suppose if there's a hypnosis, then obviously hypnosis is now useless first week. But then I work on the premise that I don't want to use it first week, right?
You typically don't, right? Because what's the point? If you found out on day 5 where Dracula was, that might be the only real way to use hypnosis in the first week, because you have to get items.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I prefer using hypnosis like after Dracula has wolf formed or has like done shenanigans at sea. I'm not a fan of using hypnosis first week, even if it means the first thing matures. Was like, well, you're finding out Dracula's current location, you're not finding out where that encounter is. So I'm kind of dead against it. That's just me. So the fact I don't want to play hypnosis in first week, that's totally fine with me.
Right. Let's say you play hypnosis, Dracula goes to sea, then on the next turn he moves another sea location, then on the next turn he wolf forms. Where are you now?
Yeah, and you're like, oh crap, now I've just used my hypnosis, and Dracula knows I've used hypnosis, there's not going to be another one of them ever again. I know there are other ways, but, yeah, I don't know.
It's tricky, because you have your 2 best guys in the same city, right? So that's obviously a huge disadvantage.
Yep, that's
but
true.
That's only a disadvantage for a few days. Like, once you split them up,
yeah,
it's not a big deal anymore.
And then look at that now, Seward is completely full of items.
Right. Exactly.
Just like that.
And all it cost you was a nighttime action to trade them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can give him the good rail tickets too, or if somebody gets fast horses, you can give him the bad rail tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you're getting your trades out of the way early, kind of, because you typically end up having to trade at some point.
Yeah.
With the 2 of them, it's like you're drawing 3 items with 2 actions, so you're more likely to see the stuff that you want and that you want to trade, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's always typical though, the 2 that you have together, the 2 who are separated, they're going to end up with terrible items. I hate it though when you have Seward, who's got all that fighting capacity, and it's got like, no disrespect, but like 2 garlic reefs and a pistol and something else. You're just like, ugh.
Because he just wasn't able to see enough items.
Yeah, and it just feels terrible. Whereas with this, I feel like if they get tooled up so well, and I've got, I can then maybe start walking around with them a little bit. If I wanted to, obviously, then I'm not getting the events. But it offers that possibility if I wanted to. If I had a hypnosis, with Mina, I can get to Genoa in 2 turns. I can get Seward there or Godalming there in 1 turn if I get the right ticket. So they're not that far apart, really.
They're not. Yeah, I mean, they're each 2 days travel from just meeting in Germany.
Yep.
Or Brussels.
Or if you have like a chartered carriage, they can meet
Oh.
in one day, right? So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know if you necessarily want a chartered carriage just to hypnosis.
probably not, but
You probably want a hypnosis and then chartered carriage
yeah,
to
absolutely.
that area. Yeah.
But just to make
But
it clear,
it's
like
an option.
the fact they're on good rail, because like if it was 38, I'd be a little bit iffy about it. But 58's got nice connections north and south. I think it's just 58's such an important part of the board. But I did a different setup. I think I was playing Spencer. I did a different setup where I had everybody separated. That's because I had a different strategy up my sleeve. I might have to, since you did your fascinating strategy against me last week, I might have to show you my strategy at some point. I guess.
I'm trembling already. Actually, it's pretty funny when somebody tells you they're trying out a new strategy. You're actually, your mind is a little more at ease. Like, oh, he's gonna try some goofy shenanigans that probably won't work out.
What's the deal? We're gonna make this like a weekly thing. It's gonna be like a weekly tradition. Friday morning / afternoon. Free of Dracula. What was just?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, I'm only gonna be able to do this for the next like couple months. As soon as March hits, I'm gonna have like extra work on, and but this time slot is not gonna be open to me. So take advantage of it while it lasts, I guess. Do I do this? Oh wow, lovely. Oh, now that's interesting. Okay, I need to do this, and ooh, no, I need to do this. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you got a free slot. All right.
I got up for a second. I heard you talking about. Oh, that's interesting. I thought, oh, great, he's found me already.
No.
Wouldn't surprise me though.
No, alright, you're good. You're good. Okay, that's nice. I guess you do this. Alright, you're gonna do this. Because I forgot to do it last night. Okay, well that's fine then, I didn't lose.
Not falling for that. Actually, I love that card, the way it's designed. Because as the community kind of figured out, the hide trick in the first week is very powerful. But because of the existence of that card, if it wasn't for the existence of that card, it'd be like you just always do the hide trick as Dracula, right?
Yep.
It would be like too written in stone that was always the right move. But because of that card, it makes things a little more interesting.
But then, it's one of these things where, the one time you don't do the hide trick, hunters don't get wax cylinders at all, right? It's kind of that thing where it's like, risk and reward. Do you do it? Do you not? I'm kind of against hide trick for other reasons. I don't like having a trail that's really short. I understand that the chances of the thing maturing is more likely, or you're dedicating more hunters towards that location. But then the trail is very short, especially depending on where your starting location is. But at the same time, it can work. Sorry, Gyro, I'm gonna have to ditch the garlic reef. I really wanted to keep it, but I can't. Oh no, another one.
Okay.
Grim.
Okay, let me clarify. Garlic reef is the worst item. I just like to add the caveat that it has more use in combat than dogs or a steak. People always seem to forget that.
Oh, I thought you were doing something sneaky.
Because you know, steak is just such a great item, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a fight with Dracula, all of a sudden it's not anymore. The same goes for fast horses.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm just saying, like, if let's say you catch Dracula, right, and he's got 8 health left, and it's a 1-on-1, and he's in the middle of, I don't know, somewhere where you don't really need the horses, like Spain or something.
Oh, like Central, yeah.
And you supply, and you get a garlic wreath. All I'm saying is that maybe you should consider just possibly keeping it. I'm not saying that it's
Wow.
ever really worth keeping. But there's that, like, 1 out of 100 times where you have your holy host and he knows you have your holy host. Why would I, if I was in Edinburgh, where the hell would I? What did you think I did? What
Oh,
is it,
because
52?
I didn't draw local rumors, right? So I didn't draw local rumors or evil presence. So I, just in case, and you know, depending on where you go, I can
like if I'd gone like 52 up to
or you
Edinburgh.
could have started in 19 and now you're sitting in 52 or something.
Right, but I'd have misdirected 19 at that point.
Yeah, but then I assume that maybe I've gone, like, might have started 35, gone to 19, misdirected 35 and gone back there. Unlikely, but just given the last game, I just had to cover all bases.
That would be quite the shenanigan.
That would be. I mean, I've seen it being done. It was a league game, and I think, was it Mr. Green with Hunters? Yeah, and Van Helsing drew like evil presence like first or second day, and Drag was right beside him. But for some reason, it was Pirate Joe was Drag, and they were both in a voice call for, I don't know why, for a league game. It was the first round, so okay, fine. And then he got like hired scouts, used hired scouts in the UK, but just managed to miss Dracula's location, and somehow Pirate Joe managed to talk him out of it, that he misread the evil presence screen. And I think, I don't know if Roscoe was in commentary with me or just me on my own, but I was like, what is going on? And he started checking in France. I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he using hired scouts in France? What is happening here? Alright, don't we need that? That we need, though. Absolutely. Oh, right then.
Go check it out.
Check Granada as well. Bollocks. Damn. Okay. Alright then. Off I go. That's the only problem with dying Bordeaux. It leaves Spain open, and every time I always seem to get punished for it. Ah, yeah, of course. Of course you would do that. Oof. Takes quite a long time for Van Helsing to travel around that bit. Roscoe told me a story. He was playing against a Dracula player called Zuglord or Zuglord. I don't know if you've met them. And yeah, apparently, I don't know if they're on VC or in chat. And Zuglord did that sea route between North Sea and North Atlantic, and he wrote in the chat, "Oh, it takes a long time to move by that sea zone." And Roscoe knew exactly where he was immediately based upon that information. Oh, really? Oh, you. Ah. Didn't do night action or anything. I was so scared. Oh, man. Oh, you big
I
meaty.
think I'll kick these rats and wolves.
Oh. Damn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I don't want to start having to guess where you've gone after this, so I shall do that.
Oh, you'll have Jonathan Harker do your dirty work for you.
Uh-huh, that's the one, yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I was thinking of doing wax cylinders during the day or during the night last night to see if it was a vampire or not, but
I've done that before. It's fun.
but then you're just gonna hide then. You got quite a long trail I got to deal with. Where did you go? Granada. Of course you did. Wait, where did I get? Oh, you went after I hide scouted it? Oh my god. I've done that before. I've done that before. Yeah. One. Ah.
We just missed him, guys.
Yep. I think I'm gonna play this now.
Ooh.
Trying to think who. I think you need to go first. Are you here? Oh, missed you by a day. Damn. Right. Well, that's interesting. I think I'm gonna do this. Oh. Awkward. That's a smidge awkward. Oh, okay. That's not really what I wanted, but alright. Alright, let's go and see what nasty things you left me in Granada. Yeah, of course.
Have to tune in this evening.
Oh, ow.
Oh, he's got himself a pig sticker.
Ah. What a coward.
Right. With 3 hunters in France. I think I'll just stick around in France.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
So let's see, you went Cadiz, Lisbon, Santander, border. Right, okay, so you just went around the outside then. So I guess I go here. Yep. Um. Well, that is a conundrum. Let's do this. You shall supply. Whoa. Oh wow, I wonder where you went. Oh dear. Oh, shock. Alright, you can have Gadif, whatever it is. Whatever it may be.
I don't know. You sure you want to give me that hoax?
I can't get there, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not a hoax. I wish it was a hoax.
Right, okay. So you're in North Atlantic. We'll wait and see where you go next. Yeah, 6 card in the discard, you never know, you might get something decent if it is a hoax.
Thinking. Hey, it's something. I'll take it.
Let's think about this. Oof. You gonna supply? That's a shame. Oh. Alright, and we're gonna do this. Alright. Oh no. You're gonna go to here. Yeah, you take your 4 points. Who am I having to trade with? Well, Sword, I think? Yeah? Give him that. Oh man. It's not very good. That's just what we're gonna have to go for. And then you trade with Van Helsing. And then you trade with Seward. Oh my god, look at this, I'm trading! Wow!
It's really underrated, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. And you just pass. No trading for you, Mina.
Another thing I learned is there's actually like a really high skill ceiling for Van Helsing's trade ability. I feel like because it's sometimes it's obvious when you should trade something to someone, but sometimes it's not so obvious when you should just take something off of somebody just to free up space, or sometimes Van Helsing should trade a card to somebody simply so that he can free up space for himself to trade more cards.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to trade even though you don't think it's the best nighttime action. You might just be like, oh, I should trade. Just there can be all kinds of reasons. It's interesting.
I agree. I think it's probably one of the hardest things for the hunters to get right. It's really tough, and I think it's something I made a mistake. There was a new player in our community who went as we did a tag team as hunters with him, and I made the mistake of not taking Van Helsing because it does create a lot of issues. Like they did well. Like I'm not saying they played badly, but it's a lot to think about.
Yeah, he really is like the glue that keeps the whole team together in that sense. Just because events are so very powerful. Like, yeah, we all know the good ones, but even something like a planned ambush, like going into the fight with Dracula and you have that as opposed to having no event card, it's just such a difference maker.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ha ha!
That's a great use of Crucifix.
There you go.
My personal favorite way to use it is, yeah, you're getting ready to flee and the vampire knows you're trying to flee, so you just hold that puppy up because why would I play strength, right?
Indeed.
And now's when you know you pull out the knife and stab me and finish me off. Yeah,
the problem is now is I have it. That's now the problem.
Yeah, that's true, but there's not. In the day, that's not that bad.
No.
At night, it's pretty bad because I'll just claw you.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty bad result.
Yeah, or plot me or whatever, yeah.
Or strength it, yeah, whatever. But in the day, it's not really that big a deal.
But then all I can do now is just get another hunter there, trade it around, then you don't know who has it. Or I might ditch it at some point, right? And you're like, oh, does it crucifix or not?
That's true. The value of changing what you have is so high. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to get away?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think you are gonna try to get away.
No.
You're gonna try to shoot me with a gun or stab me with a knife.
Boom!
Oh, you're gonna get away, you dog.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Nice. Yeah, I think I told you about this. I had a terrific game where I was able to. Dracula was in, I think, 1 in Spain. He was in Alicante, and I was able to sense of emergency to him with Dr. Stewart. And I had Heavenly Host, Garlic, Fast Horses, and a rifle.
Ooh,
And oh, nice vampire lair. And
thank you.
when the combat kicked off, I played Lucky Find, and I ditched my Fast Horses and grabbed a second Garlic.
Oh,
Yep. So, let's have a 2-on-1. That'd be fun.
yeah, let's have a 2-on-1. I'm gonna say yes to this.
Yeah, I love these fights. They're so fun.
And I think I played this.
Nice. Anyway, yeah. So when I moved on his spot, Dracula ambushed me with a spy. So he saw my rifle, my holy host, my fast horses, and my garlic. So when the combat started, I played Lucky Find to boot the horses and get a second garlic. Now Dracula sees me play garlic in round 1, and he plays plotting, but I knew he'd do that. And I didn't care because I had 2 garlic. Who cares if he plays plotting?
Yeah, you just play guards over and over and over, right? And you're not taking,
Yeah.
But unless he claws, you're not taking that much damage. You're not taking any damage from it, right?
Yeah. So I play garlic in round 1, and he plots. Round 2, I play garlic again, and he fanged, probably thinking that I didn't have any more garlic, and I was going to go for the holy host. So now he's seen me play garlic twice, and he'd be crazy to fang again. And not only that, but I've baited out 1 fang. So I go for the holy host and get him on a strength. And then he tried to get away as a bat, and I shot him with my rifle.
Oh, lovely.
He ended up the combat ended. He escaped as a mist with 1 health.
Oh man, yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah. He had like 9 or 11 health. I forget which, but it was one of those. When the fight started, I got him so good. Yeah, that double garlic when he thinks he knows what you have, and then you surprise him.
Yeah, you feel like such a beast when you pull that off. Oh, what are you doing?
Thirsty. Oh no!
Oh, well, that's a shame, isn't it?
Good stuff.
There we go. That's a vampire dead, that is.
Those 2-on-1 fights are so fun.
I've used up a planned ambush though, so that's handy for you. And everyone's going to be delayed at night, so...
Yeah, but I have nothing for a trail. That's pretty good for you.
Yeah, I don't know where you are though.
Considering...
That's the downside to this.
I mean, considering the lead I had, I put everything in Spain for you to deal with, and all I got out of it was 2 measly points in the end. And
that's the only problem with vampires, right? They remove the entirety of the trails. You want to put them to the end, but the problem is if you put them at the end, there's more chance that a hunter will walk in with a stake, right? So
right, and that they won't mature. Yeah, I didn't have anything else though. If I'd had a hoax, I probably would put that down first. I don't know if putting bodyguards down first is worth it, but maybe. Let's try that.
Bodyguards, I love a bodyguard start, honestly. I love it.
Yeah.
You get them to mature and they just sit there, and you can... I always thought it was the first combat, but it's any combat, so you can delay it. The thing is, when you go into a fight with it, it'll pop up, say, oh, bodyguards. But then as soon as you say, oh no, I don't want to do it, you can just click the X, and then the hunter doesn't take the damage, and it's still there. I assume it's still there for next time. I haven't tested it, but I assume it should be, because it says a fight, not the next fight, so... Right, I see. Right.
Yeah, I had an interesting little digital quirk when I played Roscoe once, because I had matured 2 copies of the bodyguards.
Oh.
And he moved onto my space, and like 1 copy of the bodyguards went off, and then he was able to play Heroic Leap before the other one went off.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it made the difference, because he was at like 1 hit point or something about when it was over. But you could see how that could have made a difference, right? Like if both of them went off first and KO'd the hunter, he would lose all those event cards.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's almost like when you're making or looking at these digital editions, you kind of see how there's like need for rules clarification and almost like a 5th edition rule set.
Oh, look at that.
No, you see nothing. You see nothing.
I see nothing. Oh. Okay, cool. How'd you use your wolf form? Oh, what a shame.
There's no Draculas over here.
No? Oh, okay, sorry. I'm clearly not seeing things. Right, okay, I'm going to do that. Right, now you've used your wolf form.
Was that a hired scouts?
Hired scouts, yeah.
You lucky duck.
I had so many places to check. I was like, well, let's just check the two which are like furthest east and just hope that I could work out the others, right?
It's just that you got the card right after I made port.
Mm-hmm.
That is just
the value of supply.
Gotta love that. Well, yeah, until you have bad luck and get blood transfusion.
That's right. Oh, gee, there's only 3 at the bottom though, so I'm getting they're all at the top. Okay.
Do you think there was anything we could have done to win that game against Roscoe?
Like apart from actually move.
Well, it's easy to say that later to go, oh well, you should have just moved to 47 and you'd have caught him, but you can't know that at the time. So, what do you do with that? Oh, geez, you always get me with that.
Oh dear, what a shame. Right, not staying in place. And where did I put the last one? What is here? But oh, rude. Well, I want you to head towards.
Doesn't matter now.
So I'm gonna punt that over there. So you can't go to Hamburg.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. Not a killing CG, but that's a very restrictive CG, so...
Oh, I think it's gonna kill me.
I'm a fan of that.
One way or another.
Oh dear. That is a shame. Yeah, I got that with me, and I was so scared of a hoax. I was like, if there's this vampiric influence, you're just gonna steal that instantly, right? There's no way. There's no way. I'm not gonna use this card. Right. Okay. So there's only 2 places you could be. I just gotta try and work out which one I think you might be in. I'm gonna hedge my bets. You've gone to 16. And not 21. No, okay. That's alright then.
You know what I should have done?
What's that?
I should have wolf formed to 27 and dodged the hired scouts that way.
That's true. The chance
you wouldn't have been looking for a wolf form to a port city.
That is very true.
Right? That would have been dumb, right?
Yeah, that I can't deny. That I would have not have checked instantly. No. But then the risk is that you've got no. But then the risk is you've used your wolf form, but still.
As Dracula, you have to weigh the risks. Yeah, is it worth going one fewer space in order to potentially dodge one card?
There was so many places you could have been, though. That's the thing. You could have been Cagliari. You could have been anywhere from Med,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
so
but
many.
you-
You could UK. Like that's just a shot in the dark. I was like, well, it's the furthest away. I don't want to be going all the way to Germany, then you're not there. Let's just check it anyway. And there you go.
did the smart hunter play, which is to check the worst case scenario locations first.
Yep. And then take it from there. Hmm.
You know what's coming.
Oh.
The big punch up.
Haha.
Coming.
Oh. Well, that's handy.
Oh no!
Nah, you
And
see.
now I have one hand tied behind my back.
Oh, I don't know. I see. That's the thing. Like, I think I'm gonna. I think. Yeah, I think there's logic to this madness. I think this is okay.
Maybe if you have a surprising return.
Mm-hmm. One left at the bottom. I'll explain my reason. People might be very confused about why I did that. I will explain my reasoning. There is method in the madness, I think. Nope.
Cooked.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Ugh, brutal. You're good at this game.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's almost like you're like the best player in the world.
Oh man, should we say this?
by any metric that we possess.
I mean, if there's no other tournament, then you know. Oh, go on then, just for the banner. Let's do this. Oh wow. Oh, you went English channel. Oh.
Well, I was trying
Oh,
to
yeah, of
obfuscate
course.
the information.
Of course you do. You went. Yeah. Of course you had to. Yeah.
For one extra hit point, I thought that'd be worth it.
So actually, in retrospect, that was actually, you know, a very, because instinctively most Dracula players will go North Atlantic, North Sea, then Wolffall. But the fact is, three from North Atlantic, it takes you to Med. So that's actually really well played. Yeah, there's like so many. At least if you went to the UK.
Opening up.
Yeah, indeed.
Right.
At least if you gone to UK, you couldn't have gone to via Irish Sea, but then you could get out that way, right? So it's not. It's pretty good to do it that way.
That's how you want to leave the UK. Is you go from the island to Ireland, and then you jump to 23, and then you're out by North Atlantic. Then you move one more sea zone, and people don't know if you're in South Atlantic or North Sea. And Germany and the bottom of Spain, like 27 and 12, are pretty far apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you could potentially split the hunters at that point while they go, you know, they send Mina Harker to go check Spain or Germany and scan it. Meanwhile, you're in 12. Then there's the classic wolf form from 12 to 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can get it that way. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, in terms of top tier cards, yeah, just CG this game. Yeah, but, I'll say too, is like, the difference of playing when you're fresh and awake is just, the number of games I lost like outside the league because I was trying to play like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and that's just a recipe for disaster at the highest order. Well, you're gonna have to come to me next turn, so I guess we'll just keep supplying up.
Oh dear. Stalling in hopes that, I don't know, somehow my situation will improve. But so far it hasn't.
Wishful thinking. Sad to say it. Oh wow, Rufus Smith. Oh, I'll make you the ally. Why not?
Didn't need him.
All 3 allies, my days.
I'll play.
I would do this for the bands as well. All the newspapers as well, but those 2 were right at the top, to be fair, so...
Now let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 copies of Surprising Return, and there's 3 allies.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be a 4th ally?
No. Why? Because of the relationship between them.
Well, just never feels good when you get both copies of Surprising Return and
no allies.
Because there's only 3. It's only a 3-to-2 ratio, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like if there was 1 more ally, there'd be a little less chance of that happening.
That's true, but then you have a lot of other games like, you know, where you get all the allies out, but then you have the wrong ally at the wrong time. You've got no Surprising Return to either get the other ally in or to check, you know, to do searches and things. But yeah, having it feels bad when you have both Surprising Returns and yeah, there's no allies appearing at all, and you're just like, oh man, do I just keep holding on to these cards in the hope that I get one? Right. Hey, you're going for the 2v1. Well done. Speaking of Surprising Return.
Yeah, getting it at the right time feels so good. Like, the ability to put Rufus Smith in play, and then Dracula goes to sea, and now he's suffering extra damage. And as soon as he makes port, you find him, and Surprising Return, Sister Agatha into play. Like, you're getting so much value out of that. Not to mention the free searches that you can... If you have 2 copies of Surprising Return and an ally in the discard, that's it's a 2-card hired Scouts, which isn't great, but it's on demand, which hired Scouts is not.
Exactly, and I think it's the flexibility that you have, and they go, I know I can pull this out. It's not as good as I think that, but that's the good way about it, right? It's not as powerful as hired Scouts as an individual search, but the fact it's on demand, and that makes it, in some situations, really good.
Yeah. If you really need to figure out where Dracula is, and or if you just really need to eliminate a couple of places. Well, I would have let you get away. Damn. I didn't know it was like that. I'll fight at night instead. I'm fine with that. I know there's gonna be more of you guys, but.
All right then. Now what do I do? But then on another day, right, that I don't check this location, or I didn't check Leipzig, and then you just got a really long trail, and that's causing me loads of bother. Oh, I thought you were gonna plot me.
I mean,
oh, rude.
You had a really good hired Scouts.
Just at the right time.
It's kind of interesting. Like, this game really is won on the margins, like that. Like, that had been blood transfusion. Who knows where we'd be right now?
Yep. Indeed.
But I mean.
But then look at the number of times.
Well played to you, of course. I don't mean it.
the same time, like, you know, the deck had to do it for me. But then I got hide scouts when you're at sea as well, right? So,
part of it is knowing when to supply and counting cards a little, paying attention to what's already been pulled out of the deck.
Yeah.
And then just sprinkle a little bit of luck on top of that.
Indeed. I think that's the thing, like, eventually, even if you get some really unlucky things with, like, local rooms or hide scouts triggering, because there's so many hide scouts in the deck, eventually one will fall for you. You'll get it the right... If you supply enough, you'll eventually get the deck. And even if you don't get a hide scout at the right moment, you'll find you'll have other two... Oh, really? Oh, my days. Ah! You're very irritated, Dracula. Honestly. Oh, dear. So mean. At least not night fights, that's fine.
Come on, Doc, show me something.
Oh, talking of Doc, I'm going to be playing against Bugs B at the weekend. That's going to be interesting.
Nice.
Oh, wrong choice, son.
Rats.
Oh man, that's brutal. I mean, it's only one damage. Or
oh,
is it?
Here it is. Here it is.
Boom, get wrecked.
Should have gone for the fangs.
Yep, indeed. Oh dear. That is a shame.
Feels bad. What's he gonna do?
Oh.
I mean, at this point, it's a foregone conclusion. So I'm not too worried. We're gonna have a 4-hunter fight anyway.
Oh. That's actually poor play.
2 rifles.
Yeah, that was actually very poor play. I shouldn't be showing you that. I've got
a lot.
Yeah, I shouldn't be showing you that, but never mind, it's okay.
Sister Aggie in play, it's like guaranteed damage.
Yeah. And then Sud now just heals, that's the thing. So that's still...
Yeah, honestly, I probably should have just escaped.
And I had a feeling that maybe there was Folgid Frankfurt. I've been baited into that before, so I was like, I'm just going to stay here. I just let you walk to me. Especially the fact the way you went, right? There's no other way out, because 30's blocked, right?
Very well played. Consecrated ground and everything. Just really well done. I never expected to get so jammed up in Germany, of all places, by consecrated ground.
Yeah, the one place where there's so many connections. Nope.
The 30 is a real bottleneck, especially since when you're Dracula, you can't turn back around typically as much. Yeah, very well done.
As long as I didn't let you get, because if I let you get to 27, you could then get to 7 the next day, then you're away, right? So I had to just make sure, if I forced you into me, eventually I think it would have worked out. Okay, so Van Helsing's the one with the planned ambush, by the way.
You just make it look so easy.
To be fair,
I'm a bad Dracula too, but damn.
Dracula has a lot of skill. I've come to appreciate that during the league.
When I
tough.
win a game as hunters, it's like 3 despair tokens on the board. Dracula has 11 influence. Everybody's at 3 health. Like one guy manages to catch him at the last minute and kill him in combat.
Yeah. But if you look at my league games, I had league games like that. There weren't many that I quote unquote stomped. Even then, they're not stomps. Not really. If you're having to think hard to play, that's not a stomp.
Oh, not at all. Like even if you kill Dracula, like let's say in the second week, with 4 people, something like this. Oh, it's week 3. It's like you said, I was close to getting away.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, you, because I undercommitted to Spain and you got the mature and all that stuff, then, rude. It meant I was able to have my hunters slightly further and they weren't able to use, they didn't use items and stuff, which meant now I was better equipped for this. So it's just kind of weird how things work out. And you get hit by it again. Boom. I really like holy bullets. There's something really satisfying
They're
about it.
great. They're great.
Well, GG, Gyro, that was fun.
Yeah, well
Oh, shit,
played,
I had
buddy.
planned ambush. Rip. Oh, no! Oh, shit! I didn't mean to cancel it.
I think you could probably still do 3.
Oh,
between him
wow.
and
So
Nina.
Roscoe's right. When you press planned ambush, that card that you've discarded is not available to pick again. Oh, wow. Okay, that's fascinating. I don't know if that should be like that, but never mind.
Well, it asks you if you'd like to pick another card.
And I just accidentally said yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had heavily hose. I mean, I had a knife as well,
Nice.
so...
Nice. GG.
Well, GG. That was fun.
Yeah, I'll
But
catch you next time.
Dracula's... I think that's the thing, like, during the league. I think it's one of these weird things, like, you know... Someone can come in, like, fresh new player, and they can give an experienced hunter player, like, you know, a decent game, and get to, like...
Right.
You know, end of second week, third week, even close to the fourth week. But trying to win is really hard. You have to be on it all the time. And then it's also just like cards can work against you. Like, how are you supposed to know I was going to draw hide scouts like that? And I didn't know it either. I was like, oh, well, this could work. But then imagine I pick 2 other locations. And then, you know, you're like, oh, well, you're laughing then. It all just depends. Every game is different.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes this game so fun. Is like the shifting advantages of each side.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I matured a vampire and scored some points. Great. But my trail was cleared, and after you killed one more vampire, there's nothing for you to deal with except wait to catch me.
Yeah. And because I knew you were going to seed, you weren't going to have a long trail of vampires for a long time. So every time I got stake, I was like, discard, 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 because I might be able to catch you beforehand. Obviously, it's very risky, because if I didn't catch you, then I would have a long trail to deal with again.
Potentially a bunch of vampires, yeah.
Yeah. And also, too, like, you know, I got my horse economy fairly easily set up this game. I've had other games where I just can't get the last white one out, and it just makes the whole game really awkward. Like, do I risk a horse here or not? Is it
worth it? Yeah. To lose one of my best items. Yeah, it's interesting. The shifting advantages and disadvantages that each side has.
I think ever since the league finished, I've definitely been more open-minded to like trying to keep different items. Even I was discarding garlic reef and stuff. You know, I held on to 2 holy bullets there. And also trying to use Holy Circle different ways, and have been keeping Garlic Reef sometimes, just for, well, let's just try and use these things, and let's see what happens.
You might
it's,
not trying to, like, meme or anything about Garlic Reef, because I understand what makes it bad. There's inherent problems with the card that make it just bad compared to everything else. But there's possibly exists a scenario wherein just before the combat you decide to keep it. Is all that I mean. If Dracula's like pretty hurt, but you only have 1 hunter on his spot, he can't fang you if you're wearing Garlic Reef. He's gonna be too scared to do that.
And then it's all then it makes it even more into the mind games, right? If Dracula gets it wrong, if you fang normally and they dodge or something, or do something else like a rifle, it's not the end of the world for Drac. But then in that situation,
it's really bad. Yeah, because he suffers for nothing. And yeah, he might heal 2 back, or he will heal 2 back, but if he bites into your gun and holy bullets, he takes 7. Like,
how does it work? Well, we gotta be careful with the terminal, because if the card says if it's a bite, then the bite still triggers, but if it's just fangs.
Oh, I don't mean a bite. Like a bite token, but let's say he fangs you, right? And you have your Garlic Reef on, and you pull out your pistol. Well, he's gonna suffer 9 damage and heal for 2.
And then you got Aggie in play.
I don't think any Dracula would ever want to do that unless he completely didn't realize what he was doing. So for that reason, I think that's why if you keep your Holy Host on you and just threaten to use a gun. You don't have to actually have holy bullets. Like, you just have a gun and a host and a Garlic Reef. And like, if that gun and that host lands, That's 6 damage. Which isn't, for a 1-on-1, that's not bad.
That's pretty good, yeah. Because normally we normally the way we value something like Heroic Leap is in a 1v1 you don't normally do 5 damage.
Yeah.
Not normally.
Yeah.
If Dracula's playing a defensive game, which normally
you'd be lucky
they can
to get 3.
Or sometimes they get nothing, right? If they're just constantly mesmerizing and strength all the time, there's no Heavenly Host, or the Heavenly Host doesn't get used at the right time or whatever. Dracula can often just win the fight by taking no damage at all. It just depends on what happens. But yeah.
So when you put the Wreath into things, now he just basically can't Fang.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a little more to it than that, but once you start really looking at it, he really just can't Fang you. So he's gonna Strength, he's gonna Claw, he's gonna Mesmerize, and you can kind of try to play around that, I guess, is the idea. It's better on Dr. Seward, but of course everything's better on Dr. Seward.
He's got that extra item slot, right?
Yeah, every item's better on him. But it also kind of helps Mina a little bit because she doesn't have to be as scared of the Mesmerize Fang combo. Oh no, that's not actually true. She does.
The bite goes through the Garlic Grief.
Yes, forget I said that.
If Garlic Grief did the damage if it was a bite, not just fangs, then
way better.
Well, I mean, she still dies, but at least you're doing return damage, right? And that could still be enough to kill Drac. There are situations where Dracula's like, oh, I can kill Mina here, and then I can flee the combat or whatever. But then if you kill Mina, you get the influence points. Hopefully, if Dracula doesn't win off that, but then takes 4 damage, that could be the difference between dead Dracula or not, or then much weaker Dracs that can't go to sea or whatever. So that could be a huge difference. In fact, it's only fangs, not bite. That's the thing. I don't know why. I don't understand why it's not. It should just be both, surely.
And say we value fast horses really highly, right? S tier item, but in combat, it's an F tier item. It's the worst item in combat. Which, that's pretty reductive. I get that. You need to catch Dracula first before you kill him. But once you've caught him, now what? So, I forget how many lucky finds are in the deck. I think it's just one.
It's just one. It's just one.
Yeah. You can't really plan the whole game around getting a lucky find.
No.
But
I didn't get it that game. Even I went through it about half the deck, at least.
Sometimes you get a supply right before you fight Dracula. And there's a time and a place to go all in. I'm not saying you just get rid of your fast horses willy-nilly, but there's a time and a place in the game where if you don't catch Dracula now, you're going to lose.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We've all been there. It's now or never. And when it's now or never, what good is a stake or fast horses in a fight?
Not really. In that situation, the game we just played, where if you see the recording, I kept all my fast horses. I'm like, I've got 4 hunters. I think I'm all right. But if it's in a different situation where I had 2 hunters out of commission, and it would be 2 hunters in the combat, and this was going to be, I feel, obviously we had lots of time left as well. But if it was 3rd week, defining fight of the game, I probably, if I had time to supply like that, I probably would have ditched the fast horses to give me that extra combat item, which could be the difference.
And if all you get is the Garlic Wreath,
well, then
that's what you got. Exactly. And that's all I'm really getting at.
Yeah,
in a certain time, in a certain place, you can get some value from it.
Yeah, if you have it, use it, right? It's not... there's no reason why you wouldn't play it in the combat anyway. Even if you think it's not going to do anything, well, it's better being in play than just sitting there in your inventory doing nothing.
Now, if it's between discarding that or a Holy Bullets or say like a 3rd weapon, what do you do? Because what's the point if you have 2 weapons already, do you really need a 3rd for the fight with Dracula? Probably not. Maybe. It depends on what your other card is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the game where Roscoe and I played against Pizza Wizard. Mina was there with quite a lot of weaponry, and Dracula broke 2 of them. I can escape back against Mina. No, got another one.
3 knives.
Yeah.
She's got 1 knife in each hand and 1 in her mouth.
Yeah.
Just clenching it in her teeth.
Pretty much. So, but in in a normal situation, no, probably not. You want 2 weapons and something else, like a garlic or a heavenly host, or like in that situation where I had holy bullets. Well, I kind of like if I was really needing it, I'd kind of like to ditch my fast horse to get something else. So then I've got, I could have like 2 guns with the holy bullets just in case one fails on me.
Yeah.
Or, I have something else in play. Because that's the thing, because I got all those heavenly hosts and knives and holy bullets at the end, I did it because I know you would like the holy bullets. But I generally had to get rid of crucifix. I had to get rid of like both garlics. I'm kind of like, I don't really want to get rid of these things.
That's not a bad move in a team fight though, because you want to crank out damage.
Yeah, absolutely. But because it was a 4v1, but if I suddenly got into like a 2v1 situation instead, you could have nullified things quite easily. If you just broke the gun, it's like, well, now I've got holy bullets and nothing else, and that's the problem. Everything's got trade-offs. That's the thing. I mean, you and I've been talking also off camera about it. Just like everything has trade-offs. I feel, there's no right way to play, but it's about trying, especially with the hunters, you're trying to just make things, like we're talking about with the setup, right? For me, hunters are about being efficient. It's not about being, you can be tricksy with moving items around, but that's kind of what you can do, but like, the main thing is being efficient. And that's kind of the name of the game for the hunters. Dracula's the tricksy character. Dracula's the one who can maybe do some shenanigans. That's kind of the point. But, yeah, I feel like it's about being efficient. And if fast horses make the hunters more efficient, if the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then that's the way to go. But I totally get it if someone comes on and says, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay, that's fine. And there are also times where I think you're always going to prepare for fast horses, but there are times where they don't appear. You have to play the game regardless. I mean, I've had some funny games with Roscoe. We had one where Seward was stuck in Madrid until probably about like Sunday of the second week because he didn't get a fast horse. He had 2 white ones. Eventually, I think, if it's in a league situation,
to get horses,
and it was the last card in the deck. Eventually, you just have to make the decision and be like, no, I have to commit here. I can't keep waiting for these horses. I mean, fortunately, in the game we just played, Van Helsing got both horses. And I was like, oh, really? I had to ditch a knife for it? I'm like, oh, really? But then I was like, well, Godalming's right beside him and Seward's right beside him. Well, this could work. We can trade. And then Seward got double Heavenly Host. Like, oh, well, we can just, that's all that shenanigan, like the Paris trade was all about.
Knock it all out of the way. Yeah. I love some horse trade.
Yeah. But that's the way it's like, okay, I got it done all in one night. All the items got, the Mystic Reasons got traded, Heavenly Host, and the State got traded for Vampire. All got done in one day. So it's like, right, I didn't have to waste time. But you feel really bad when a hunter's got 2 fast horses and the other hunter they want to give it to is halfway across the map. You're like, oh my god, like I can't. Do I waste time getting it, or do I just supply and hope it'll come back again?
Do I keep them both and like not worry so much about the economy and consider one of them expendable?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I've got 2 horses. I'm gonna fast horse whenever I can.
Yeah. There's actually a game that's going to come out in a little bit, not this week, in a few weeks, where Roscoe and I were tag teaming against Spencer. And it happened with me, I got double fast horse. And I think, because when I play solo, I'm kind of like, not fixated, like obsessed, but I'm kind of like, right, I've got 2 fast horses, I have to do something to trade these across. But I think because when you're in a 2v1 situation, it's harder to communicate that. And I think, we had different priorities. I wanted to trade this, whereas Roscoe was like, no, we have to do this. And in the end, they didn't get traded. And then I think it was maybe Seward was running around. And I'm not like 2 horses and then 2 items which weren't really good. I don't think he had a weapon. And you're just kind of like, oh, this feels so awkward. I'm kind of like, oh, I wish I got rid of these horses like 10 turns ago. Because then I could have actually then done something useful rather than say, oh, yeah, let's trade them. And then we don't actually trade them. So I think that it's more problematic. I think if you're playing in a team, unless you can really quickly communicate, I have 2 horses, does someone want them? Otherwise, you just chuck them, because it makes things more efficient, I think. But if you're playing 1v1, I think that's a different story. On your own, you can evaluate more quickly. Can I deal with, based upon what other items and events and tickets I've got, can I get them together quickly, or am I going to have to go and deal with other stuff? In teams, it's hard. That's why I'm kind of looking forward.
It's like a whole new skill that you have to cultivate, is being a team player.
Yeah.
It's like an entire new version of Dracula. I consider it just like a different game.
Yeah, definitely got a different vibe. That's why I'm really keen
yeah,
on these,
fine.
like the challenge. Well, even just doing more community 2v1 and 3v1s and 4v1s anyway. But then as soon as you add like the randomness of the challenge cards in as well, that's just going to create even more chaos, right? But
I can't wait.
that's going to be great. Yeah, I really hope we can get something sorted this weekend. That'd be great. Yeah. Well,
please, territorial vampires. Come on, territorial vampires.
oh yeah, you like that one?
Yes, to spread them out. I love it.
I think Pizza Wizard said that was one of their favorites as well, actually. So yeah, we'll have to see. I've had them above me when I'm sitting at the computer. I've had them on the shelf above me, and I just constantly shuffle them and just draw the top one and see what we could have had. But yeah, who knows? I won't know it until we're in the lobby, and I'll pull it out. So there's no like prior planning on my part here. Even I've
Tell
seen
everybody,
them. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun.
Never before seen.
Indeed.
Fun stuff.
The purists will be
thanks
angry.
For the game, Scot-sword. Oh yeah, well, we played plenty of games for the purists.
Well, that's the thing, right? If they want to see like really, serious Fear of Dracula, there's a whole League of Dracula playlist, right, with like 60 odd games, right? I don't think.
Played it from the highest level. Yeah. There you go.
But we're gonna take it still like we want to win, but at the same time, if you add like this crazy rule in, then it's just gonna change. We might discover something that we didn't know before, and I think it might sort of not reinforce, but like it'll make it clear why certain things are good or why certain things are bad and things, and that's fine. I think it's just a bit, especially if we're doing it 2v1 at least or higher. It's just a community thing. I think it's really nice. But thank you for playing.
Thank you for playing. It was fun.
If we can make this a little regular thing before my work schedule fucks everything up, then I will be more than keen. So you can just let me know. Happy to play anytime.
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds great, bud.
Cool. Well, I'm going to stop the recording for now. So everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you, Gyro, for joining, and see you in the next episode very soon, people. Bye bye.